The topic is insertion sort. So it is one of the example for sorting algorithms. It is a very simple sorting algorithm. So the working principle of insertion sort is very similar to how we are playing with cards in our hands. Okay. So for example, we are playing with cards. Okay. So already the cards in my hands are arranged and I am picking one new card. So what I need to do, the new card is going to be inserted in its right place. Okay. So that same principle is applied for insertion sort also. You have to take one element from the array and we are maintaining one sorted sublist. Okay. And you have to insert the new element into the sorted sublist into its correct position. Okay. So this is repeated until the entire list is sorted. So it is an example for in-place comparison based sorting algorithm. So I told here we are maintaining one sublist, so which is always sorted. For our example, we have considered that the lower part of an array is maintained as the sorted list and you have to take one new element. That new element is to be inserted in its correct position in the sorted sublist. For that, if you want, you can perform with swap operation. So the searching is performed in a sequential manner and the unsorted items are moved and inserted into the correct places in its sorted sublist. So again, this algorithm is not suitable for large data set because its worst case complexity is order of n square. So we are going to see with one example. Consider we have an unsorted array. The elements are 14, 33, 27, 10, 35, 19, 42, 44. First we compare with two elements 14 and 33. Since they are already in ascending order, no need of swapping. So now 14 is in sorted sublist. So that's why it is colored as green. Okay. So it is the new sublist. It is always sorted. So we move on and compare with the second and third element. It is 33 and 27. Since they are not in ascending order, we perform the swapping operation. So now 27 is also going to be added in sorted sublist. But before inserting that element, you have to compare that element with already existing elements in the sorted sublist. So we have only one element 14 in the sorted sublist. Okay. So they are in ascending order. So no need of swapping. So now the sorted sublist consisting of the elements 14 and 27. And we move on comparing with the next two elements. They are 33 and 10. Since they are not in order, we are swapping them. So now one new element is coming. It is 10. So that 10 is compared with the already existing elements in the sorted sublist. That is 14 and 27. They are already in the sublist. So we have to compare 10 with them. And if you want, you have to do the proper swapping operation in order to make them in a sorted list. Okay. So after performing the sorting operation, we get the array consisting of the elements 10, 14, 27, 33, 35, 19, 42, 44. Okay. So see, the first three elements are sorted. Okay. So it is our sorted sublist. So what is my next step? I have to compare 33 and 35. If they are not in order, you have to do swapping. So here no need of swapping. So now the new element 33 is going to be joined into the sorted sublist. So before inserting 33, it must be compared with all the elements in the sorted sublist. If it violates the ascending order property, then you have to do swapping operation. So in this example, By inserting the value 33, it won't violate the ascending order property. So no need of swapping. Now the first 4 elements are sorted. Okay. Our sorted sublist consisting of the elements 10, 14, 27 and 33. So this process is repeated until the entire list becomes sorted. So we will see with an algorithm. So as I told already, insertion sort starts with the first element. Since it is the first element, it is already sorted, and you can return the value 1. In the second step, you have to pick the next element. This next element is compared with all the elements in the sorted sublist. If you want, you can shift the elements in order to make a place position, in order to make a correct position for the new element. Once the new element position is found, you can insert that value in that position. So these steps are repeated for the remaining values until the entire list is sorted. Okay, so that's about the insertion sort. Thank you all.